Welcome back. Our next guest is Sue Scope, Executive Director of Every Tray Counts, an organization that's working toward a sustainable lunchroom. And Sue, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So, Every Tray Counts, what is it?
Every Tray Counts is a nonprofit based in North Carolina, and the purpose of Every Tray Counts is to eliminate polystyrene trays in public school lunchrooms and encourage public school lunchrooms to compost their compostable waste.
Now, how did this all start?
It started when a friend of mine and I realized that our children's lunchrooms were using polystyrene trays, which are disposable. Polystyrene is a type of plastic, and we thought that we could do better.
So is there a problem with that particular tray? I mean, health-wise for the kids?
Yes, polystyrene has a number of difficulties, both for the student and the environment. For the student, one of the issues is that if hot food is served on the tray, that some of the chemicals from the tray can start to melt and leach into the food. And polystyrene is reasonably anticipated to be a human carcinogen. And while that is not necessarily a problem for that student using it once a day, it could be. There is no clear evidence one way or the other. And the other thing is that it is a plastic, so it has all the risks in the environment that other plastics have. It doesn't ever biodegrade, it photodegrades, so it's always present. Once it's made, it's always present on the earth.
It is. See, I didn't know this. So this stuff is shipped to the landfill, it sits there, and it's there
It
forever.
sits there, and by photodegrading, what that means is that exposure to sunlight means that it breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces.
Right.
So eventually it's in the soil, it's in the oceans, and it's just becoming smaller and smaller, but it's never disappearing.
Unbelievable. Now, you consider yourself an environmental, you're a mom, obviously, but you've taken this to the public school system, right? And how have they received this?
We first took it to our children's school district. We met with a receptive school administration, and we realized that we could ask to change the trays to reusable or compostable trays, and we could connect it with diverting compostable waste from the lunchroom. That includes all food waste, but also some papers. So we were received well. We started working with a compost facility and a compost hauler and people in the school system, including one specific school. And we went into the lunchroom every day, and we developed a program that we thought would work in most places, in most lunchrooms.
Neat. Well, tell us about that. I mean, obviously you got a bunch of kids and they have leftover food, and things have to go to specific places, I assume. What kind of program is it for those who might be interested in starting one at their school?
Well, we have 4 programs now, and you can find them on our website. The one that we started with, and that is the most comprehensive, is, like I mentioned, the back to reusable trays, or using compostable trays instead of polystyrene trays, and setting up a lunch line for the kids when they're finished eating, so that they would separate their compostables from trash. So the trash will go still to the landfill, and that's mostly plastics, and the compostables will go to a compost facility.
See, it's almost like you're going back in time, because I remember I had a school lunch program. We had reusable trays. You stood in line and you had to do these sorts of things. How would a school get started? For instance, you had were received well at your local school. I don't know if there's additional costs that are involved, or if it's just labor, or what it is, but for those who are in a position to make a decision at their local school, how would they get started?
Well, we recommend that they take a look at our website. We have devised, from being in many lunchrooms over the last few years, a system to allow parents or schools, teachers, community groups to make a decision about what program they feel would be the best program to use to start. So everything from simply eliminating liquids from the landfill all the way to what we like, which is what we call our full pilot, which includes the lunch line. So if you go on our website and you look at our school kit, which includes videos and PowerPoints and information about the different programs, then you would contact us, and we would just help you in any way that we can to start a program in your area.
Why don't we focus in on some of the success, because you have been quite successful.
Yeah, we have eliminated over 100 million trays from the landfill, and we are eliminating tons of food waste from the landfill as well. And as we get more exposure, we're getting more requests, and so the program is growing.
You know, the other thing that's kind of neat about this is the fact that it isn't some bureaucrat somewhere who's devised some kind of program. This is really, I mean, you can't get much more grassroots than this, can you?
No, we are. we consider ourselves a bottom-up organization where we're really helping the parents. Students contact us that are on green teams or that just have a singular interest in this issue. We work with teacher assistants, custodial staff, kitchen managers, anyone that contacts us that will be involved in the process. And it is usually people that are not in the bureaucratic part of the public schools that we start with.
I think that's cool. That's really neat. Congratulations. It's a wonderful story. And stick around. When we come back, we'll hear how one elementary school is changing kids' notions on waste and compost.